I'm not afraid of you. First off, it's Charles J. That just in case you ain't heard of me, they told me it was too late. But I promise that I'll be the first to speak. Most of these rappers, they fake. But you can't have your way, this ain't Burkhead. Everybody said it won't be till they see smoke, then they realize they'd rather have turkey meat.
What it do? It's 903 Boxing. I'm your host, Charles J. Say, man. I said, say, man. Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou is the biggest fight in sports history. Let me get to the shit. Yeah, this is the biggest fight in sports history. Wilder has confirmed and come out and said that he want that fight, and he want a 2-fight deal. He want to fight him in boxing and in MMA, and he want to fight him in Africa and over here. So let me tell you something. Hey man, shout out to Trill Boxing Talk. That's who interviewed Wilder. Shout out to him. Let me tell you something. Out of all of Wilder's interviews, because I've heard many, this was the most epic interview to me. This was the most epic interview because, I mean, Wilder gave a lot of game. He gave a lot of wisdom, man. You could just see where his mentality is at. And not only that, Wilder trying to change boxing. And, you know, he really getting in tune with the business of boxing. He handling his own deals now. Writing, looking at his own paperwork and shit like that and sending off and dealing with other fighters and they promoters directly, which is some boss shit. Which is some shit I know nobody ain't gonna talk about. You ain't gonna hear Fight Hype, none of these motherfuckers. You ain't gonna hear nobody say nothing about this. Fight Hood, all you motherfuckers, all you mainstream, you ain't gonna hear nobody talk about this. Because, I guess because he talked about it on the Black Path. If Wilder had to mention this on Fight Hype, bro, this shit would be everywhere. This shit would be everywhere. And I'm noticing something about fans. I guess information is only credible when it comes from certain sources. Regardless of whether you like that channel or not, Wilder said the shit. He said he wants that fight. Him and Francis have talked about it. So it's very goddamn realistic. So yeah, I just want to see just want to see some shit. Just want to check the landscape. Cross a couple T's, dot a couple I's. Just want to see some shit. Yeah, want to check the pocket out. Just check it out, see what's going on. First and foremost, I made that video about Oscar De La Hoya. And at this point, I'm gonna tell you something. I think Wilder can do it, but you know, it's always better when you got numbers. It's hard to do something by yourself. Yeah, you could, but you definitely need a team. You need other fighters to stand up, which they ain't gonna do. They not gonna do it. It's only a couple fighters I think will. Now, at this point, black fighters and black fans are one and the same. We only get offended when it's another black fighter or some shit like that. Yeah, it's only some shit like, I'm noticing that. It seemed like, yeah, to me, I'm telling you, it's more than a circus. It's a bunch of groupies and prostitutes, in my opinion. Groupies and prostitutes. I've never seen so many fans that want to be pimped on. A lot of you motherfuckers just want to be lied to. You motherfuckers don't want to hear the truth, so you rather accept a lie. If it'll cover your fighter, that's the lie you want to hear. And I'm noticing that shit. I want to point this shit out again. At this point, Ryan is more respected in boxing than Terrence Crawford. He's more respected, and at this point, he's a bigger star. He wasn't a bigger star before he mentioned Tank 9, but he's a bigger star than Terrence Crawford, the man who won Undisputed at 140, got the belt at 147, and defended the belt 4 or 5 times. Regardless of what you think about Bud, Bud is an accomplished fighter. But Ryan Garcia is more respected than him at this point. So I'm looking at this, and also, a lot of people just saying, oh, bro, man, why you just trying to shit on? I'm not really shitting on the fight. And I'm not shitting on your boy Tank. No, I'm not shitting on him, but I'm checking him. I'm checking the fact that you got so much respect for Ryan, even after backing out of negotiations. So, like I said, and I look at the energy. And you know another thing I noticed about Tank? Tank fans ride with Tank. Tank, I have never seen Tank fans just really demand the Devin Haney fight. Okay, Devin Haney talking that shit, Tank fight him. Y'all don't say, well, Tank, Devin finna move up to 140 anyway. Yeah, he finna move up to one. But Tank done fought that when he fought Mario Barrios at 140. So it's like you motherfuckers just don't. Bro, why ain't you motherfuckers calling for that fight? So like, I'm just looking at this shit. If you think Devin ain't shit, if you think all this shit right here, why you ain't telling Tank to fight him then? So like I said, let me tell you something. After Tank knock out Ryan, or Ryan made, no, boy. You dealing with Oscar and them. You think shit sweet. You fuck around, bro. Alright. Okay. The fakeness in boxing to me is like, at this point, you can safely say Ryan is more respected than Bud. Let me point out another thing. Like I said, if Devin and Tank go into negotiations after Ryan fight, it ain't gonna be no respect. Tank gonna rush him for the paper. He gonna rush Devin a bit, man. Y'all heard percentage, man. You got 3 hours. Or I'm just gonna go to the next fight. But he waited on Ryan. I'm just gonna show you and it's gonna be a bunch of mess. And Tank gonna shit on him and let him know at all time, motherfucker. Even though Devin gonna say, bro, yeah, you the A side. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to. Now this and that, and it's gonna be a lot of stipulations, and it's gonna be a lot of shit like that. And we ain't gonna do numbers the fight because Devin ain't a name and he ain't a draw. So I notice it's only gonna come when it's too black. I'm noticing that shit. So to accept shit like this is why Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Jr. can come out and say, Regis Prograis, it ain't no money in that fight. Let me explain something to you motherfuckers. Is Teo really even a bigger name than Regis? To even say some shit like that. Regis Prograis a name. And he a world champion. To say it ain't no money in the fight. Hold on, but look at the disrespect. But you say you want to fight Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor ain't even no name over here like that. So I'm just looking, you can point out I'm telling you, anytime it's somebody besides a black fighter, it ain't no they don't talk about numbers. Ain't nobody ever said Better Beef don't sell. Better Beef and Bivol, nah, he just a monster. Him and Bivol, they just the truth and all that, but ain't nobody ever said they don't sell. So I'm just looking at that and I gotta point these things out. And like I said, black fans, y'all just go with that shit. Y'all go with that shit. And a lot of you motherfuckers that say you like Wilder, you really don't like, because Wilder ain't like that. I ain't never seen Wilder just go with the flow. When they asked him about Fury and Usyk, and I see a lot of you motherfuckers, and man, say, Wilder said whoever cheat the best. Some shit that a lot of boxing fans ain't even gonna say. You motherfuckers scared to say. He's an actual fighter, and he's saying these type of things. So like I said, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Black fans went crazy. Boy, y'all hear the whole goddamn, it was damn near a goddamn stampede. You motherfuckers swore up and down, Bud going to BLK Prime. He didn't even get 10 mil. And where's that 10 mil at? BLK Prime, I don't know the main investor or the CEO. I don't know who that guy is or whatever. But I ain't heard about no dope or nothing. I ain't heard about no drugs and fraud and going to jail, because that's what Oscar does. Oscar on drugs. But you know what? You motherfuckers ain't gonna never say, well, Ryan ain't gonna get that money. He ain't gonna get that money. That boy been accused of all kind of sick ass shit. He on drugs and shit. But that's more respectable. Y'all ain't gonna say he ain't gonna get no, his numbers ain't gonna add up. You ain't gonna say his money short. So at this point, bro, Wilder he the only fighter I trust, bro. He the only fighter I trust. I got a lot of love for Bud, different fighters, but they've all said weird shit. They all praise Usyk because he can box, but when we box, it's boring. And he picked on Joshua because he's slow and robotic. So I just look at this. Now Better Beef, they talk about Better Beef like he hit harder than Wilder or some shit. But he been dropped twice. Nobody talks about that. I just look at a lot of this shit. Wilder the only one I trust, because all these fighters are for sale. Bro, I love Tank as a fighter, but he has no respect for other black fighters, bro. You just don't, bro. If shit was real, bro, Tank would be on Devin neck. Bro, I'm taking your belts. If shit was real, oh yeah, bro. Motherfuckers just, no, bro. Man, Devin moving up, Tank got other shit going on. So I just look at that. And like I said, I gotta be honest, bro. Spence is the closest one. Spence the closest fighter to Wilder to me, man. He the closest one because Spence be on code a lot, bro. Spence be on code, and he don't do none of that old weird shit that a lot of these fighters do. Only thing about Spence is that I just think Al making him fight Keith, and I don't like that shit. I don't think Spence is in the same position as Wilder, because Wilder is actually dealing with the other promotions for his fight. If Wilder didn't want to fight Ruiz, he could just, it ain't gonna happen. Al can't make Wilder fight Andy Ruiz. No, Wilder giving Ruiz a chance, and he finna give him the biggest bag of his life. And so, yeah, with Spence, I just think Al and them doing some bullshit with him. And at this point, it's hard for me to take your word, because at this point, Al is just, he's making other decisions besides what you're saying. So, yeah, man, I was supposed to make this about Wilder versus Francis Ngannou, but you know, it's hard not to talk about the corruption in boxing. But what's more disgusting than the corruption is that fans really want to be pimped. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I don't give a fuck about the money on this YouTube shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about that shit, bro. I'm gonna eat regardless. Things gonna work out. You live, you learn, you survive, bro. I'm not cutting no jigs for no money, bro. I'm not cutting no jigs for no. I'm just not in it for that. I'm not here to. If you gonna do that, bro, you might as well get on the corner. Get on the corner and make that money and do some shit like that. But nah, I'm not. Yeah, my integrity ain't for sale, bro. That shit'll never be for sale. That ain't never been how I was built. Even when I was a blood, I was a loyal blood. So nah, everybody is just, I'm just looking at this shit. And at this point, I don't give a fuck. Even if I like a fighter more, you know, we just don't tell the truth. And I just want it to be, let's just say that shit. Numbers never come up unless it's a black fighter. And that shit T.O. said about Rodriguez, bro, like I said, at this point, we get disrespected so much, it's like we don't even acknowledge the disrespect. Every time they bring up a black fighter, well, the numbers, it ain't a draw. It ain't a big fight. Bro, T.O., you just arguably lost your last fight, bro. And you got whooped by Kambosos. But Kambosos wasn't shit when Devin beat him, though. So, at this point, it just don't matter, bro. Fans are just looking for a fighter to grab his nuts and grab a hold to, and anything he do is acceptable. But at this point, I just want to see the best fights. I want to see the best fights. I'm calling for the best fights. Just like I did with Canelo when he was on top before he got beat. I was calling for the Jamal Charlo fight. You know, it's crazy. We can go for what's right when it's a certain situation. It's just like we fought for Jamal to fight Canelo. We don't see the need to fight for this Devin Haney versus Tank undisputed fight, because it's a real grudge. These dudes really don't like each other. So to me, that's the more so that this fight should happen. So at this point, bro, another thing. Since we on this culture and black people fighters are starting to think they can't make money with each other, is Bud versus Virgil Ortiz a bigger fight than Errol Spence versus Bud? Since we saying a black and Meth is the biggest fight, is it a bigger fight than Spence versus Bud? Just let me know, since we putting it like that, because a lot of you motherfuckers will say Ryan versus Tank is bigger than Devin versus Tank. So explain to me, if that's the case, then because if shit was real, Virgil would be a bigger star than Ryan. And he got a real Mexican fan base, like I once said. So at this point, bro, boxing is just fake. I'm gonna tell you something. When Wilder lead boxing, I fuck around lead boxing too. This is 903 Boxing. I am your host, Charles J. With that, I'm out.